I gotta say to some people out there, allow me to be, it's not controversial. You don't get the best out of a man by insulting him.
Yeah, so true.
And any statement that starts with, they all are, all Xhosas are, all men are, all South Africans are, those statements are irresponsible. Because you're not giving anybody an opportunity to prove themselves.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I understand where those statements come from, because for me, gentlemen, the big problem is that the women and the children have been bruised by those who should know better and do better.
Right.
It is the uncles, it is the lovers, it is the stepfathers, it is the brothers who have done that. And it's that thing that you just think, actually, where must I run? Who must I run to? If the very people that are closest to me are the ones who harrow me and devour me like that. And so I understand statements like that, all men are dogs, men are trash. They come from there, but I think they are irresponsible, especially with that first word, all.
Yeah.
We are not all. And let us give good men a chance, because there are good men out there.
We need to bring back ukuzibamba.
Yeah.
Self-restraint, ukuzibamba in terms of excessive living, excessive spending, excessive girlfriends, excessive abuse. Ukuzibamba noma nje siyaqala nje akurasela nje, just ukuzibamba. I think that is our role as men in this gender-based violence, just to teach our brothers with zibambe.
Yes.
Zibambe. You can go 100 k's an hour, but you're gonna crash.
Sure.
Or you can take it as a marathon, steady day by day, building progressively and moving towards the right direction. And ukuzibamba kuzokunceda ukuthi ungamoshi la endleleni. So hamba ushaya abantu, ungamoshi. So in fact nje ungashaya abanye abantu, other men involved, women and kids, so that you'll be able to socialize nabantu better. Ukuzibamba kuzokunceda even when it comes to disagreements, people who don't see the same way as you do. Sometimes you find situations where people are not orientated the way that you are.
Yes.
And so Uzbamba helps you learn and be teachable. You know, so I think that's one of the things that we can do, and our role in terms of fighting, or just, in fact, I don't even like the word fighting, because then it seems like it's a battle, but in terms of encouraging better relations with the women in our lives and society at large. I don't know how do you feel about that?
I've done a workshop on anger management. And the first step is to recognize that I'm getting angry. There's a physical register that says, yo, I'm getting angry. And you ask the question, why am I angry? I ask myself, why am I angry? Is it because I feel intimidated that, hey man, Mordecai, you're getting a little too close, bruh. Just need time.
For sure.
All right? And why am I afraid of Mordecai and the community that he represents? Why? And if I honestly answer that question, to say, no, he's not a ho-ho. It's the prejudice that I bring that makes me angry. Immediately I ask questions and get educated and begin to appreciate, and then I suddenly think, yes, I must work with the Mordecais of this world. The always, you.
They're moving.
Suddenly it's different.
For sure.
You moved away from the fear of, I think we were talking about this earlier on, the fear of knowledge. As much as we're here, we are getting to a point where we must move away from, not being empowered
Yeah.
by knowledge, wisdom. Knowledge is what we need to continually be doing. And I think also something that I don't think we talked about today is mental health. I think it's something that we also need to get it out there. A lot of men are also going through a lot of psychological challenges.
Yes.
And because we've been hurt and we don't even know how to express, the challenges of, whatever has gone through you,
Yeah.
we then become, a different animal. So I think it's important that we also start having more programs around mental health, because mental health, if your mind is not okay, you can't really play a good part in society.
Yeah.
And mental health does, of course, align to the issues of gender-based violence.
Absolutely. The wounded tigers.
Yeah,
You're not
wounded
stable.
tigers. Yes, but
You're strong, but
you are strong, but
pain.
you're not really strong. And
Yeah. You don't know how to deal with a different point of view. And so immediately you get intimidated, you go to the fists because you have no other way
of coping.
Yes.
So I think also as in terms of the boy child, I think we need to also come into that. Masikhula bebathi mangabe bakuthathela ibhola lakho lapha or bakushayile estradini bathi uyele move uyomshaya.
Yeah.
So I think that became a way for most of young people to solve their problems.
Yeah.
If there's a problem in
Violence.
child. So I think we need to also be conscious of saying, no, let's figure out other ways to teach kids to figure out other ways of getting their point across without violence. Because at the end of the day, when they grow older and they come into these families or these homes that they build, and he's conditioned to even shy.
Yeah.
So we need to now start having a conversation around that.
Definitely.
How then do we raise young boys not to be violent, not to respond in violence, and to actually be more emotionally sensitive to even other boys and see what's actually the problem.
Now, I am very curious to hear how you've addressed these things in your book. Just a little bit.
This book, The Path to Great Joy, it really is a book about toxic masculinity. But on the other hand, it's a journey to alpha malism. And I'm going to talk about alpha male not in the context of toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Because toxic masculinity is the abuse of the power
Yes.
of being a man. So
Yes.
whatever power we've been given by God, when we abuse it, then it's masculinity expressing itself in a toxic way.
Yeah.
But alpha malism is actually what we've been talking about, which is the self-reliance and standing up as a man. Right? And one of the ways in which we achieve that state is by having a purpose. Because in the purpose, in trying to chase the purpose,
Yes.
we then become equipped with the tools. On a journey,
Yes.
you don't start
Yes.
with all the tools, but as you move on, as you progress, you learn about integrity,
Yes.
you learn about self-discipline, you learn about being a man of your word, you learn about all these small things that end up to build a very strong character. So once we see an Obama, once we see a Mandela or a Chris Hani or a Steve Biko, we are seeing someone who is a composite of all those things that are attached to his purpose,
Yes.
his driven purpose. So just in that, I just want to just read just a short passage in this book. This is The Path to Great Joy. It's an art book, so I'm also a visual artist. And it says, Reflections on Living Purposefully. I'm just going to read 2 paragraphs. Life only makes sense once we find purpose to live for. Great joy awaits the man who has not only found his purpose but lives to achieve it. He may suffer for a while, but in the long run, his gains will outweigh the man who has comfort and no purpose. Finding purpose means living in appreciation, allowing the universe to unfold its divine plan. It's about letting go of the pain, the social constructs, and the perceived standards. It's about finding a way to live a life that is compatible with that which you truly are. The alpha male is a well-balanced being that lives for something bigger than him, his purpose.
Compatible with who you really are.
Yeah. That essence, that true self. A man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder.
Absolutely.
It gets lost in the sea and never comes back. And that's what we're seeing a lot with our brothers. So if you want a solution and you don't know what to do, I would advise my brother first, pick a purpose.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
Start somewhere, pick a purpose, and that purpose will shape you to be the man that you are, because it gives you a goalpost as opposed to being a ship without a rudder, a person without a goal, a wandering traveler.
Let me ask the viewer. I give you a task. Next week, Saturday, Sunday, in a week's time, you're going to get buried. And the family sitting together, and they must agree on what to write on your tombstone. And they must be telling the truth, and they must be in agreement with each other. What would they say? What would they say? And especially in the area of identity, of manhood, of masculinity, what would they say? And by the way, you've already written that with your life. They are only confirming what you have written. I am a man. In the final analysis, I'm a man. I have lived, I have died, I have loved, I have hated. I've been celebrated, I have been shamed. I've been honored as a man, I've been emasculated. And still, I live. I know who I am, I know who I'm not. I know what I am, I know what I'm not. I'm a man. Scars are not a preferable choice. They are left involuntarily on our bodies and our souls. God rescued me and chose to use the humble beginnings of life's journey to make a man out of me. In these pages, I have sought to lay out parts of my journey that you might find instructive. Faith has seen me through it all. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. It was difficult, but it was possible. It remains possible. I'm not a perfect man, but maybe it is those imperfections that make me humanly perfect. I'm not an angel. After all, I am a man.
Hi, future me. Everything you have gone through was meant to get you where you are right now. Celebrate.
Hi there. My name is Ntsikelelo Msibongo. I'm an author and a contemporary visual artist. I've published books like The Path to Great Joy, which is an art book on toxic and positive masculinity, and Reimagining Myself, which is a personal development book. 16 Days of Activism is a call to all of us. Will you be a part of it?